Okay, so today we have John Reddington. He is a loan officer, I believe, in Massachusetts. Is that correct?
Yep.
Massachusetts, awesome. And John used to play professional football. I always remember that
Yep.
about you from your call, man. How are you?
I'm good. Or good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So, I know you've been a student, but you've only been running ads for about 15 days. And
Yep.
we'll get into that. But first, I want to get into, what attracted you to Mortgage Lead Hackers? What were you kind of doing before that? And, what switched for you to where you figured out that you might want to give this a shot?
Well, most of our business comes through word of mouth, just by reputation of how we handle with clients. So it was more interesting, more interactive where your CRM makes everything a lot easier because you have an app on your phone. You can keeps you organized through the zones, I guess, of how it's set up. Also, if you do have issues, you're able to, I mean, at least from the calls and through the Facebook group chat, I'm actually dealing with Alex. You're fixing them and not, or Brandon might be fixing them, not some, you know, call
Random
center
guy.
somewhere
Right.
where you have to wait. So any issues I've had have been resolved relatively quickly. And it made my transition to do more social media because I never started to do social media because like you said, it come from football background. As an offensive lineman, you don't put yourself out there. You're the guys that if your name's being called, you're committing a penalty or something like that. So I don't always like to self promote from a social media standpoint, but this has made it easier with their campaigns that are already built in. So all you have to do is update the information. And then their onboarding process was very simple with the videos and everything like that.
Right. The setup's pretty easy. You know that the setup for this used to actually be 4 hours, and then we condensed it to 2 hours, and then we condensed it to 1 hour. And now we actually launched Mortgage Lead Hackers 2.0, where there's no course now. It's actually embedded in the software. The videos will pop up and tell you exactly what to do in the software. So now setup is about 20 minutes to a half hour. So we're working on getting that, down, 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 down. Now I know you just told me before this that you were running ads for 15 days, so it's about 2 weeks, pretty short period of time. But what has your results been like? What's your experience been like so far?
So, um, like anything, there's some growing pains, right? But I would say, I've had about, I would say at least 40 to 50 calls, some of which were serious people, some of which weren't. But of those, I'd probably say I have at least five real clients or four real clients that are moving forward. Now, obviously, I'm still waiting on some documentation to get the
Right.
full pre-approvals out there
Of course.
because I know how some people work. But um, I do think it's working. It's at least getting traction. And if I look at like my Facebook business stuff, um, going through, each ad at least is getting, at least like 4,000 views and I'm
How
only
much?
really running ads in Massachusetts for right now. I do have licenses in other states. I did run a little bit in Maine, but that got a little weird because there's different style properties up there. So
Right, right, right. What would you say your daily spend budget is right now?
$30 a day.
Okay,
I keep
so 30 times 15. So you've spent $450, give or take, on Facebook, and that's resulted in potentially five loans, right? What would you say you guys make on a loan?
it depends on because we do
Right,
it
depends on
groups
the
wise,
home
but it
size and
depends on.
variables.
I would say, all right, let's go on the low end. Would be like 3 grand.
Okay, nice. So, I mean, let's say you close these, that'd be a 15 grand return on $450 spend. And then when you include the software, let's say another 150 bucks. So about $600 spend to get a 15 grand return. That's pretty amazing. And you've only been doing this 2 weeks. And the good thing, guys, about John is John shows up to all the coaching calls. We have coaching calls 2 times a week, And it's a great place to get valuable insight on ad strategies or just even get help with troubleshooting in general. Where Brandon and I will actually, in a lot of cases, will take over the control of your screen and do it for you to get it fixed. And how's the response times been? Have you had any frustrations, or has it just pretty much been a good response time as far as the support that you're getting?
I think it's pretty good response time, especially because the way you guys are running your companies, it's not like you're just focused on, this one thing. But I think the Facebook group response is very well. It's not like I'm emailing, I post in the little group chat
Yeah,
what's
you're
going on
active
with
in
a
it. We love
picture,
that.
and then, they will comment, okay, within an hour, okay, this, that, and generally it's resolved, or they'll give you tips on how to resolve it.
Right.
I do want to dive more into, running more personalized ads through
Right.
that, which I talked to you probably tomorrow during the
Yeah. Oh,
coaching
I'll
call
show you how to
meeting
do
to
it.
get
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
It's super easy, super quick. There should be a little get started prompt in the lower right hand of your screen when you sign in. If you click that and click the onboarding checklist, there's this thing that says how to edit my ads, and it'll show you how to edit your ads. We show you how to do that in Canva. A nice
But
strategy that
for the just for the price standpoint too, it's not like, I mean, you can spend money a lot of worse ways, I guess. But like,
right.
it's not.
Well, the point that I was going to bring up is if you were doing 450 ad spend, right, but you were doing it through a lead generation company, you would have your return would be 15 grand still, but it would be $2,000 retainer plus the $450. So you would be spending $2,450. A lot of charge more, even sometimes $3,000 per month, right? So that compounds over
Yeah,
time.
I
So you're
actually had one that did a call with me the other day wanting to do it, and they think, I mean, they were promising 8 leads per, but they were going to charge 5 grand a month,
yeah, insane.
and
And
there was going to be 8 to 12 like leads that they said were actual candidates that are already audited and they did all the stuff. But then, to me, if you did all that stuff, then from a compliance standpoint, why wouldn't you just do the loan then?
right, right, of course. And that's the whole idea of why we started this. John, I used to own an agency and we used to charge anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000 a month for our service, and our margins were still very bad. And it's because there's so many overhead costs that a lead gen company has to pay for that they pass on to you as the client, right? They're not going to pay for that stuff. They're not going to pay for their office space and their rent and their insurance and all their VAs in the Philippines and all their employees here. It makes it almost impossible to turn a profit. That's why we believe here that the fundamental business model of lead generation is just fundamentally wrong. So the idea here is cut out the middleman, get rid of all those retainer expenses, let you get leads at the same wholesale cost from the exact same source that all these lead generation companies get their leads from in the first place. And it has nothing to do with who has the best ads, which, by the way, that we're scouring the internet for the top performing ads. But it in a lot of cases, people jump from lead gen company to lead gen company expecting to get different results when it's not about the ads and it's not about the company. It's just that the cost of doing business with a lead generation company makes it impossible to get an ROI. So, that's the idea here. And I'm glad, dude, $450 and you already got 4 or 5 apps. Like, that's amazing. And
And I do think it's, even for anyone in the business of sales, it's not bad just talking to people, even if they tell you to F yourself. I've
right.
had, I had one guy use the N word
Oh my
constantly with
gosh.
me, but at the end of the day, I don't. I mean,
You
it's
meet all
good.
types. Yeah, you meet all types of
Rejection's good. Rejection is good for all types of sales, because it doesn't, then you really don't care from a standpoint of, you know.
right. And it's a numbers game, right? Like that's what it is. We had a guy the other day, and we don't get a lot of cancels, like a very small percentage of people cancel.
Yeah,
And
I
so
was on that call with
you
that
were on
guy.
that call, right? He's like, yeah, the lead quality, why are you leaving? He was in Indiana. Oh, the lead quality isn't good. Well, how many leads do you get? 23. That's such a small sample size. And the leads that you were to get at company A are going to be the same exact leads as company B because of the Fair Housing Act. You can't target people by credit, income, any of that stuff.
Well, I
So,
will say the part of the state, especially when I was running the general population ads, I was actually getting a lot of people from Springfield, which is very Western Massachusetts, which I never. But then we talked to an attorney we used to do business, and we've been talking to some realtors out there. So I mean, it's a different market, but at the end of the day, a loan's a loan. Like
Right.
as
Your
long as I
license.
can help people, I mean,
I love it. And that's what I tell people all the time when they're like, oh, I want to do city. I'm like, well, you're not a mortgage broker in Piedmont, California. You're a mortgage broker for the state of California. You can do it anywhere. So why would you limit yourself? Right. So I have those conversations all the time. So, John, what would you say to somebody who is on the fence about working with us, with Mortgage Lead Hackers?
from a LO standpoint, I think, I mean, why not? Because your job's to be on the phone, right? So just having you have more, um, kind of practice your craft in a way because you're dealing with all different types of people in different situations. Also, kind of the ease of getting into social media type of marketing that you have control of to make sure you can add your compliance stuff to it, but also if I didn't want to run an ad right now, okay, let's say I don't know, I'm busy or whatever, I don't want to do it. You just turn them off. But okay, $150 a month's not gonna. If 150 bucks is killing you as an LO, then maybe you're in the
You
wrong
should be
business.
an LO. Exactly. Exactly.
So I just think from LO standpoint, it's good, especially because I'm licensed in a lot of like 8 other states. So there's a lot of fees that build up from every year of renewals, right? I can now target those markets instead of just relying on friends that I know. Because I play football, there's a lot of my teammates in all different states. So that's why I have all these licenses. I can target those to pay for my renewals to make sure I get at least 1 or 2 deals
Right. Out of
from
that
those
state.
states.
Mhm.
Because, yeah, I can get Massachusetts business going, meeting people, all that stuff, but I'd rather get business elsewhere as well. So
So it's helping you
that,
expand your audience.
yes. And like at the end of the day, even if you were only gonna you would only really need to close 3 deals from this to or less to even be profitable.
Even one, I mean, if you
Like,
think about
yeah,
it,
but I'm talking from a whole year standpoint. If you did $30 a day, right?
right, right, right.
You know, but I don't think there's any. I mean, personally, I'm the guinea pig that's gonna continue to do this for my branch, and I have 2 other loan officers. If it grows greatly, which it should. I don't, you know, I see this as a positive right
The
now,
math is in our
and
favor, put it that way,
more
right?
people will add, but also, other people you're in competition with. I'm probably not going to always push them because it'd be like, oh, well, why would I want them to get more ad space too?
Right, right,
So
right.
from a realtor standpoint, I think it's also a no brainer because like people, I mean, we live in an age where people are always on social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, any of them, any of the platforms. I mean, it's one of those things where personally, would I find financing through them? No, but I've been kind of shown wrong because there's a lot of people that click and a lot of people that I've had conversations with that, I mean, there was one that great people, they just weren't ready to buy. But I pushed them to like the long thing because
Yeah.
another thing that's good about this is it allows you to actually track where your opportunity like it allows you to track and put people in categories that are good, that like organize you for later, I guess
Your
is what I'm
pipeline.
saying. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
So it keeps that a lot more organized than even the CRM that we use as a company for that's not fully set up properly. Is just like it tries to do this but it's not as organized or easy
Right. Yeah.
because it's
We try to make that
it,
pipeline super easy.
yeah, it's a lot more easy than other CRMs that I've viewed, I guess. So
Right. Awesome.
I think it's not really, there's no lose situation, anyways, because like it's not that much money at the end of the
Right.
day.
It's the least risk that you have to take as far as where your marketing dollars go. It's mathematically the lowest risk you could possibly take, because there's nothing cheaper than $150 a month right now for our service. There's nothing that can compete with it. And as far from a price standpoint, right? So the risk that you take is lower, and it's controlled risk because you decide how much that you spend daily on Facebook ads. So, John, I really appreciate you hopping on the call, man. And
No
I'm
problem.
looking forward to this year. Let's blow up your business. Let's blow this up, and let's get you making tons of money.
Yeah, I'm always game for that.
Awesome, man. All right. Well, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much again, John. And
Yep.
good luck to you. And again, I'm sure I'll see you on the coaching call tomorrow.
Yep.
Awesome.
Thanks, Alex. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.